What's up, free spirits? Welcome back to my channel. This is another episode of SpiritualiTEA, and I'm your host, Bella. Tonight is a pretty fun episode because we'll be talking about none other than Miss Brandy Norwood. Yo, sis had a chokehold on my childhood all throughout the 90s, and so did her show Moesha, which ran from 1996 to 2001. Four major cast members of the Moesha show died prematurely, and they were some pretty big names. The first who was to die tragically was Merlin Santana, who played Ohaji, Moesha's love interest, and he was a fine piece of work, honey. And unfortunately, he was set up by some young 17-year-old girl who claimed that he sexually assaulted her in some way. The actor was shot 6 times as he left a friend's house late one night in LA on November 19th in 2002, and all 3 suspects were arrested, and this is not alleged because, as I just said, they were convicted of this crime, and it was a big surprise and shock to Merlin's friends, family, and his fans. Everyone felt like he went too soon, and that was the case with all the other actors that I'm about to mention who succumbed to the Brandy curse. Ciao. The next actor to succumb to the Brandy curse was Lamont Bentley, who played Hakeem, which was Kim's, I don't even know if you can call him her love interest. She had a Professor Ogilvy thing going on, like mother like daughter. I guess that's where they got that storyline from. But he was one of Moesha's best friends and freeloaders, I guess you could call him. But unfortunately, Lamont died tragically in a car accident at the age of 31, just 4 years after the show ended in 2005. The third actor to succumb to the Moesha curse was none other than the infamous Bernie Mac, who died at the age of 50 after succumbing on August 9th in 2005 to long-term health complications. And I don't know about y'all, but I took that pretty hard. Rest in peace, Bernie Mac. Rest in peace to all the actors that I mentioned. Rest in peace, Merlin Santana. Rest in peace, Lamont Bentley. And rest in peace, Yvette Wilson, who I'm about to mention was the last actor to die from the Moesha curse or the Brandy curse. I don't know which one you want to call it, because after this, we won't be sure if it's actually just a Moesha curse or if it's Brandy herself who's cursed. Miss Yvette Wilson played Andell, and you may know her as the person who ran the den at the hangout spot that everybody was at after school. But Miss Yvette Wilson died from cervical cancer at 48 years old. Another young, they all was 50 or younger when they died. 2 of them was in their 30s, and 2 of them were in their almost 50s. Well, one was 50 and one was damn near 50. He didn't even get to live in his 50s. So pretty much 50. Which is, that's another pattern. Miss Norwood was also involved in a fatal car accident in December 2006 that took the life of a 38-year-old mother of 2. I don't know how sis could live with that kind of guilt or heaviness, and it was an accident obviously, but it's still I feel like there's some negativity following her around or something, because that right there to me is just I can't even imagine just going on with my married life after, even if it's accidentally. I'm pretty sure she probably do carry some guilt that she don't speak on. I'm not her, but I'm just saying that's a curse to me, to have to live with that kind of guilt with the knowledge that I took a mother of 2 from her children, even though it wasn't Brandy's fault. But it's just that's the kicker there. It's I could understand if I was drinking and driving, or I could understand, you know what I'm saying, if I was speeding. It just so happened that Brandy rear-ended her after she hit somebody else, and then the lady ended up losing her life. But it's why I had to be here at this time to ram into your ass and kill you? You didn't even die in the accident, but was from somebody else, the other accident that you was in, whatever. Anyways, to me that's excessive, and you let me know if you feel like that means Miss Brandy is cursed, because not only that, we all know Miss Whitney Houston is Brandy's godmother, or was Brandy's godmother, rest in peace, and how she died tragically. Was she even 50? I know she didn't make it out of her 50s if she was 50. I didn't look that up because it's not about Miss Houston. It's the fact that she died from an overdose tragically in 2012. I had to see what year she died. And none other than Brandy's brother, Ray J, cites himself as being the one who feels responsible for her death. And they claim that he was her last alleged romantic connection before she died. I don't know how true that is, but it ain't none of my business. I would say, why would Ray J lie? But these people be lying all up and through Hollywood, honey. So he just might. But that's a little bit too close for comfort for me. Miss Norwood is surrounded by a lot of death and tragedy. And you let me know if you feel like that means that sister's cursed. Like, I feel like either she's cursed or she is a curse. I don't know. I'm not trying to damn sister hell or anything like that, but I do feel like she should pray harder if she hasn't prayed. I don't know what to call it, but I also read somewhere something interesting about her and Beyonce's placements in their astrological charts, because we are all star bodies. Like, you have a genetic makeup of a star. You came here when planets were in a certain rotation, and that's the embodiment of your energy. Anyways, neither here nor there. So Brandy and Beyonce both had placements where it sounds like black hole energy to me, that people that work with them, they star falls, or like their star power dulls, or like their star gets taken. I don't freaking know. It's weird. Because people who work with Beyonce mysteriously fall off afterwards, or they just never seem to be as big as her. And the people who work with Brandy seem to just fall off the planet. Period. But anyways, you tell me. And tonight we're talking about another one of God's favorites, none other than Russell Wilson, because I quite frankly do not understand why bro is catching so much heat out in these media streets. Well, I do know, but I just want to see if we on the same page with my assessment. All right, so I know it's not just me. You guys see all these think pieces that these subpar men, because let's call them what they are, have come up with regarding Mr. Russell Wilson, the Russell Wilson. His resume speaks for itself, and this isn't a sports channel, and quite frankly, I didn't memorize none of his stats or his facts. However, you know who he be, or you wouldn't be talking about him on your little platform now, would you? What I would like to know is, what do they think that they're accomplishing by tarnishing and slandering Russell Wilson, of all people? Christian, I think he is. And even if he's not Christian, he's God-bodied. Like, God-bodied Russell Wilson. What did he do for such vitriol, for so many people, random men who don't know him, to go so hard to try to convince other people to see him as corny? You know what's corny? That's corny. That's corny. What you're doing is super corny. And you're trying to reverse your fate, or swap fates with Russell. It's called reversal of fortune or reversal of fate. It's a spiritual term. You'll come to learn it. All right, so to better explain it, I can give you guys an example of what I went through. Okay, so I was dealing with a narcissist, haven't we all? And because people can only meet you as deeply as they met themselves, he was, a lying, sneaky cheater and, all of that. So he assumed that I was the same. He was a clout chaser, so he assumed that I was a clout chaser. He, was in a relationship he didn't want to be in, fucking somebody to, maintain stability. So he thought that I would engage in relationships with people for stability. I don't need nobody but God. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. So as I was saying, this person was a liar. There was a narcissist, they had all the negative quality that was about them. They saw me in that same light, because you can't see me in anything else. How could you see the God in me when you don't even believe God exists? You get what I'm saying? So, as I was saying, this person would treat me negatively, narcissistic behavior, based on their projection and perception of me, which was just a projection of them. They saw me as the bad guy. So they treated me, or tried to treat me accordingly, until I chucked the deuces. But they painted themselves, this is the kicker, they painted themselves as the good guy. They wanted to seem so innocent, like, oh, everybody was out to get them. They was a victim. And they want you to feel pity for them and feel sorry for them and cape for them and see them as innocent. Meanwhile, you over here villainizing me. when I'm the true innocent one, because I haven't lied to you, I haven't cheated you out of anything, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? That's a reversal of fate, a reversal of fortune. And it's also people trying to paint narratives that they want to be read or to be true. Like, these motherfuckers are trying to tell us that the sky is black. And we're like, no, it's blue. Like, it's really weird to me how many of these men are coming out and trying to get the rest of the world to see being an upstanding gentleman, a loyal husband and father, as corny. Just because he's taking care of another man's kid. And the kicker is, it's another kicker, like this is just full of kickers. You don't have the same vitriol and the same slander for the person who abandoned his kid and baby mama several times over, because Ciara isn't the only baby mama that Future has left holding the L. So why aren't y'all speaking about Future? Why can't y'all try to get the world to see that how corny he is, even though we already see it? So maybe that's why. No, that's not why. I know why. You are trying to reverse what's cool and what's not. You want it to look cool to get women pregnant and abandon them. You want to make it look cool to have options while all these options only have you as their one option. You want to make it seem cool to not take care of another man's baby. You want to make it seem cool to be a corny ass leech on society, a person who only wants to take but never give anything. And it's just weird to me how you think that that's supposedly is supposed to work. It's not working on anybody with sense. It's only working on more fuckboys. And they just like, they feel validated by you calling Russell Wilson corny because none of you wants to stand up. None of you want to do what you need to do to be a man, to have the respect that Russell Wilson has. None of you want to be loyal to your women. You don't feel like women deserve it because you hate women deep down inside, but that's another story for another day. You need to go see a therapist, honey. You don't want, not black women, you don't want women, period, to be seen as on your level. You want to treat them as dogs, and you want them to be loyal to you. You want to kick them, but you want them to come crawling back because they need you to feed them. Ain't no dogs over here, boo. We can feed ourselves. Ciara was never no dog. She could take care of herself. But guess what? She no longer has to because Russell Wilson is doing it. And y'all are so mad. It's like foaming out the mouth mad, like mad dog mad. And I don't understand. I understand it. But I don't understand how you guys don't see how that comes off. How you don't know that the rest of the world sees it for what it is. You guys are clowns. You're mad that Russell Wilson has a crown, so you're trying to paint his crown as a jester hat and paint your jester hat as a crown. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. And the sooner y'all realize that, the better. And the sooner y'all realize that, the sooner we won't have to deal with your idiocy coming up with think pieces surrounding a man who pays you absolutely no mind. Now imagine that. He's so corny, but you have his name in your mouth to bring you clout. How that man tastes, like, are you serious? But he's the corny one for taking care of another man's baby? That's what's corny to you? Not the fact that you're sitting there on a platform and the only thing you have to your name is the fact that you can sit behind the camera and open your mouth just like me. I have other accolades, best believe that. But you sitting at a podium talking with your nonsensical tongue about a man who's built a career and a legacy. But he's corny though. He probably don't even know you exist. How does that feel? He don't know you exist, but you are so pressed by this man being seen in a good light that you're trying to like dim his shine. And it's so obvious. And it's not going to work. Like, who do you people think you are? That we're going to take your word as gospel and we're going to say that a good man is a corny one and a corny ass, disgusting ass, spirited man is a cool one. You want to be cool. You want cool points so bad. But you know that you can't be upstanding like Russell Wilson. So instead of you trying to match his standards, you try to tear him down to your level so you don't feel like you need to compete or catch up or do anything that a man would do. And it's not cute. It's quite annoying. What other point did I want to have? Oh yeah, definitely just ops, like ops men. Y'all out here doing the worst, doing the most. Yeah, like I didn't make it on my points. I just want to know, like, this is how it is when you are favored. You can be living your best, blessed life. This man is happy. He's out there making history, setting records, breaking records, or whatever it is that, he's doing all of that in his chosen field, having all the success in the world. He has a beautiful, successful, talented wife, and he has they didn't have four of them, right? They have three beautiful children together, and that is including Little Future. I was about to say call him Future Junior, but that's including Little Future. That he takes care of that boy like that's his son, and you guys are mad about it. And it's so sad to see. It's so trifling and disgusting because he's not in the headlines for doing the good things that he's doing, for being a good man. He's not in the headlines for that. He's in the headlines for people calling him corny, and he's whack, and he's a simp, and you wouldn't date a man who dressed like this if you didn't know who he was and you didn't know how much money he had. Why are you so thirsty to make this man seem corny? It doesn't matter if we didn't know who he was or what he had. We know it now. And that's not the only reason why women are coveting Ciara's husband or wanting to know what her prayer to God was to receive him. Because a man like that is not easy to come by. Because instead of rising to the occasion, they rather make excuses. They rather drag the next man down to keep themselves from having to rise to the occasion. But he's the corny one, though. When you are living your best life and you are doing the Lord's work, you will have ops. You will have adversaries. You will have enemies. You will have all of those things. That's it for tonight's episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let me know what you think about it down in the comment section. Make sure you hit subscribe. Don't forget to like this video so that you can get more like it, especially more of my videos, and hit the notification bell so you know the next time Sis releases another episode, and I would definitely appreciate it. And I hope to see you on the next one. Make sure you stay prayed up. Hold on. This is what I hated about these things. Shout out to all the itty bitty titty committees who could rock one of these without having to put on a freaking strapless bra, because those are quite annoying. It's like, are you even there?